So I'm looking at this. What is it? Document? No, no, it's an interview. I'm looking at this interview that was done recently, fairly recently, with Jon Benet Ramsey's father. I know y'all remember her back in 1996. She was a little girl, got into beauty pageants, and I guess her parents came home from dinner or something like that, and they discovered that she was gone. Then, she was, I think she was found, but not alive. And the only other person was there was, I think her brother. Yeah, her brother. And the father had already lost a daughter. I'm not sure if that was with the wife then or from a previous marriage, but yeah, they accused a lot of people of doing it over the years. They accused the parents of doing it. Um, but I know the mother had ended up with, I want to say, stomach cancer. And, years later she passed away. Listen, I don't know. I don't have an opinion really on it because it's just a weird case. So confusing. And it's not something I looked into, but to see the comments of people in the comment section, child, y'all are wilding. Somebody said he didn't cry while talking about his daughter. Ooh, this weather ain't no joke. So he did it. Okay. I mean, I heard the same trash, when I was playing at my mother's funeral. She didn't cry, she didn't cry, she don't care, blah, blah, blah. Okay. So we know that that's ignorant. Just all kind of stuff. They yelling at the interviewer because she didn't ask the right questions. He didn't grill him. He did it, blah, blah, blah. And I'm just like listening to this man and all the stuff that they had went through. People don't never consider it really from that side of things because a lot of people was upset because they had all this money and that the mom had her in the pageant shows. Yeah, it's a little bit extravagant for my taste, and it's not something that I obviously didn't do or would probably consider doing, because of what all I know about what goes on with it, and then the heavy makeup and stuff. However, it's still a thing. It's about as much a thing as putting a child in soccer, did that, football, tennis, any of that, and letting them compete there, track, anything. So, I mean, I don't think, that's something to harshly judge over, even with the ways that they say the parents tend to react, mainly the moms. In that situation, they do in other sports too. They really do. So, not that it's a sport, but whatever you want to call it. I don't care if it's ice skating, figure skate, whatever. It's all pretty much, piano lessons, anything. It's all pretty much the same. But the way they coming at this man, the man talked about. I remember people talking about. I was about 18 when this happened. The same year Pop passed. Um, yeah, I was 18 and I had my first boy. I already had two girls. So I remember when this happened, I was like, wow, this is crazy. But the way that they came after those parents, this guy said he was unemployable because no company wanted to go through any of that or, be attached to that story for about 6 years. So you go through assets and savings fairly quickly. He said they never went back in that home after the night they found her. They ended up having to sell the home. And I remember people talking about, oh, he had a book deal. They got a book deal. They profited. Oh, God, here we go again. Bro, you going to do what you need to do. I'm glad the sun is coming out today because the sun forgot about us yesterday. So I think we're going to be all right today, y'all. I want to say I think because it's tripping over here in Georgia. Okay, this on this mountain we on. Imagine a whole state being a mountain. I would love to get some answers that I seek one day. I would love to get some answers that I seek because as I'm exploring this state more, This state here is something. It's some. It's some. I can feel it. It's something going on here, boy. I'm trying to tell you, but anywho, I mean, just the loss, the tragedy, the suffering, the pain, and then going through the accusations and having to get a lawyer. And I better not sneeze. It's coming though. I can feel it. That is the worst. That is the worst. It be all up in there. You can feel it come up to the top and be like, tickle, tickle, woo, 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 psych. Then go back down and come back up, tickle, tickle, woo. We gotta go through winter. I mean, but people still messing with these people. Now, what if they didn't do it? I don't know if people really consider that. This is their daughter. This was their whole lives, their livelihood, everything that they lost. What would have been their motives for doing this? He talked very lovingly about the wife. He was saying she was a wonderful mother. She's very loving. And, you know, the point about people accusing her of doing this, like she had just overcome, you know, her cancer. So why would she want to? I mean, and it makes sense, but I don't know. But at the end of the day, I look at one thing. Ooh, excuse me. Over anything else, like all these years, all the money they had, or at least on the onset of things, it couldn't be. It couldn't be enough private investigators for me to hire or something to find out what happened. I know that one question she asked him, she said when they were on the Dr. Phil show, and I haven't finished the interview, so I'm not sure about the son, because I know the son was like 9 years old. I remember them even saying the son might have did it. Now, they said this little girl was brutally R-worded. I don't know. It's crazy because, you know, the 9-year-old did not do that. Okay, he can't brutally R-word nothing except for maybe a doll. Then they said the father did it. I mean, they was hard on the father. And then when it didn't stick, they went to the mother. And not just people, the police. The police. And I think the police is really what set it off. But, you know, they're going to look at the family first. But now he said the police was literally trying to accuse them, but they had nothing. I'm like, that's just crazy. That's just crazy. But he said that when, the interviewer was saying, well, back when your son was on Dr. Phil's show, he had told Dr. Phil that he came back downstairs because he had a toy he wanted to put together. And did you ever ask him if he sensed anything or whatever? Like he sensed that there was someone else in the house. And I'm thinking, listening to her, like, and she's like making a point like, oh, we need to go back and ask him now if we didn't. I'm just like, lady, really? So the dad was like, no, I don't even remember that he said that. He said from what he remembers. Now remember, mind you, this was back in 96 when this happened. So this was a long time ago. And y'all, I did not put no annoying filter on here to make it look like this. This is just the way the sun is cutting in, okay? So let the sun get in. Let it do its thing. But the father said when he came home, Jon Benet was asleep. He put her in her bed. Said the son was still up and he had a toy he wanted to put together, so he stayed down and worked with him. Now, it could be that and the son remembered it differently. Mind you, he's 9. Or, you know, the father's memory is whatever. But at the end of the day, that is tragic because the point is a young girl went missing, was brutally R-worded allegedly, and her life was taken. Can you imagine what she suffered? Can you imagine how she felt and everything like that? And that's just crazy. Who knows? Somebody could have had an obsession with her.